Okay, so let's see. I'm just trying to make sure that this is actually live this time. I don't understand. I am. Hey, there. Now we're live. Yay, we're live. Really stoked that that seems to be working now, because I haven't done this in so long that I have forgotten how a lot of this stuff works. So what I want to do in this video is set up this YUNOHOST or YUNOHOST, whatever. As you can see, I'm going to do this in Proxmox just to do some testing and see if I can kind of get my head better wrapped around this for the sake of actually making a video that people will want to watch. So I figured while I'm doing this, and if I had any idea of how to manage a live stream, yeah, this would go a lot more smoothly. But I'm trying to get back into live streaming, and I thought, you know, while I'm doing this kind of exploring stuff in the background of my videos, that sort of thing, I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride so you can see how I do kind of my troubleshooting and my learning process for the sake of making videos. So, Matt, Jelly Duck, thank you so much for hanging out. Yeah, we're gonna have some guests pass through here real quick. Oh, in a moment. So yeah, no, it's fine. This is a very informal stream, so but I appreciate it. So the kid needs to go out to the pool, and the easiest way to get there is through my studio. So Michael, thanks for hanging out with us. So let's, like I said, I'm just trying to get my head kind of wrapped around this YUNOHOST or YUNOHOST. I'm going to switch this back over to my desktop. And hey, Stephen Saunders, thanks again for hanging out. So here we are on my desk. We're looking at my Proxmox setup. I've got a virtual machine here with this YUNOHOST live stream. And I've already started this because I've kind of started this process of installing because I screwed up my last start of the live stream. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through this. We're just going to go ahead and click on continue. We're going to do just a very basic setup here with this YUNOHOST here, or again, I don't know if it's YUNOHOST or YUNOHOST or whatever. Hey, Technology Geek, again, thanks to you for hanging out with us today. Detect, oh, hey, there it goes. Really glad to have everybody hanging out. We've got like 19 concurrent viewers, which I'm pretty stoked with, if I'm being completely honest. I never know when I'm going to want to do a live stream or whatever, and I guess maybe if this goes well, or I pull my head out of my butt, I'll do more of these. So hold on, I gotta move something here so the kid can get through. There you go. Go. Off you go, dude.
Good job, man.
Off you go. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, so we're back at it. My time zone, I'm gonna switch from Eastern to Mountain. But yeah, basically we're just gonna go through this quick setup here. Bump it back an hour. So I'm at like 3:15 p.m. So do you mean like, so would it be an hour earlier or an hour later? So like I said, it's 3:15-ish now. So should I do it like 2:15 or 4:15? Again, this was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. I think more than anything, just to brush the cobwebs off, so to speak, and get me back comfortable with okay, so do it earlier. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do as far as times or days or anything, but I'm just trying to get it so that I feel more comfortable on screen, on live stream. I guess I'm on screen all the time, but you know, doing the live stream thing is definitely not a comfortable place for me, if I'm being completely honest. I like to be able to go in and really think about what I'm going to say, and then go back and edit as necessary. And here's hoping I don't screw this up. So since they're doing construction, that like so, you know, I thought that was the case, Stephen. So thanks, thanks for clarifying that for me. Hey, Fixed Bit, Stephen Saunders, Robert Worster, thank you guys. Thank you everybody for being here. I really do appreciate you. But yeah, so we're in the process of getting this YUNOHOST installed, so that we can kind of go through and get some ideas of how some certain things are going to work. We're going to try some different things as far as remote access. I'm pretty sure I can get this to work pretty easily with something like Cloudflare Tunnels. If you've been watching, I'm gonna switch this over. This is just kind of doing dumb stuff in the background. But my goal is, once this is set up, to get a Cloudflare tunnel installed in this as well, so that we can set up our domain, our subdomains, things like that, so that we don't have to do any port forwarding or anything like that. We're going to make this as secure as we possibly can, while of course still using a third-party solution that a lot of people may complain about. But I've been a big fan of Cloudflare tunnels for a long time, and yeah, so that's what we're going to run with. Of course, if you want to do port forwarding, you can absolutely do port forwarding as well. I'm just not a big fan for security reasons, that sort of thing. So yeah, let's see. Worked for a company that sells boxes with it pre-installed. It's not my favorite, but I usually roll everything from scratch, but customers like it. You know, I played with this earlier, and actually, I'm gonna split that off. I've installed YUNOHOST a couple of different times. Once was yesterday, and once was more than a year ago. And it seems to me, based on my experience, that it is coming a long way since the first time I installed it. I don't remember that it ever having like a graphical user interface, a dashboard, if you will. And it does now. I remember it all kind of being like terminal based in the thing, and I didn't think it was a good fit for a lot of people. But based on what I saw when I installed it yesterday, I'm much more inclined to want to take another look at it, especially after taking a look the other day at the Umbrel device here that like FixedBit was saying came pre-installed with an operating system to just deploy things quickly, and it's great for that. But let's look at some other options. So I think I like the YUNOHOST. Yeah, Stephen, I agree. I kind of like the YUNOHOST as well, but I get where they're coming from. The YUNOHOST, I don't know. It's a weird spelling that I think is going to throw some people. Hey, Matt K, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see you later. It looks like maybe, man, I really should bring my my little button clicker thing, the Stream Deck. That's what I need. Actually, I need to get another Stream Deck so I can have one in here and one in this where I do my editing, that sort of thing. Need to figure something out. Maybe I'll build one out of an old tablet or a Raspberry Pi or something. But we're getting there. We're almost done with the base install here. So what are you guys working on? You got any cool projects coming out? You working on anything? Any goals for the week? Let me know. I'd love to chat about any of that you guys have got going on. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that, of course, is like and subscribe. That's immensely helpful. I see that we've got 5 likes on the stream, and I do appreciate that. But yeah, that's probably the easiest way for you guys to support me, is through likes and subscribes. So I'm glad you took some time for yourself. We love your videos, and your mental health is the most important thing. Thanks. I'm just gonna say JD because I don't want to screw that up too badly. Garrett, you're working on a Proxmox server. That sounds awesome. Hosting and Gantt graphics. Sebastian Perez asks, do you know any open source project manager self-hosting with Gantt graphics? Open project might be what you're looking for. I made a video about that. If you just want to search, I think you can just search like DB Tech open project. DB Tech open project, I think. Yeah, you might check that one out. I've actually made a couple of different versions of that. One was last year in October, and then apparently it changed a bunch earlier this year, and somebody requested I revisit that. So I made a follow-up video of that. If you want to, let me just do this. Let me see if I can just paste that in there. Yay! Let's maybe check that video out. That might help. Let me know if it does. If not, we can definitely look into something else. FixedBit says they're working on setting up another Proxmox server. It's an HP box with drive bays. So you're going to do Proxmox and then a Proxmox backup server as a VM or Dockerize it. I don't know if I would put my Proxmox server and my Proxmox backup in one solution. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. But that just is kind of asking for a recipe for disaster. My Proxmox cluster, which is in the rack back here, is on one set of devices, and then I've got my backup virtualized on another device. So at least they're separate from each other. So maybe I read that wrong. Looking at Terraform, Ansible, and K3s, building a new cluster in Terraform. You know, Ansible, K3s, all of the Kubernetes stuff has always been so far beyond me. I guess because I haven't found a need for it, and that of course kind of detracts from my interest in learning it. I know I should learn it just because, but yeah, I'm one of those people that when I want to learn something, man, I will dive headfirst into it. This is still installing, so let's come back over to here. But I'll dive headfirst into it until I know as much as I can absorb about it, and I'll tinker with it until I get frustrated, and I just kind of rinse and repeat until I'm comfortable with something. But yeah, the Kubernetes thing has always been kind of one of those real far out in the ether kind of things for me in the way I do my stuff. And I know that I could probably solve a lot of my problems if with a different solution. But I like Proxmox. Oops. We coming in? Are we done? Is the water too cold today? I bet it is, isn't it? Go ahead, dude. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go. Yeah, thank you. All right. All right. So off you go, dude. Let's see. What else do we have going on up here? Jason's Lab, thanks for joining. Really appreciate that. Looks like Robert Worster is editing a video. I actually, what's interesting to me is even though I love the teaching part of creating videos, I think editing is probably an equal, it has equal standing with my enjoyment of the creation process. You get to kind of retell your story a different way as you need to or whatever with editing, and I really love the editing process. Okay. Okay, Fixbit says, I have 5 other servers in a cluster. Good. JD says, I'm working on utilizing Wowza in my lab up to PCI compliance along with Security Onion to monitor the whole network. Wow, that is quite, well, I can't speak for you. It is quite a feat you're undertaking there, I guess is what I want to say to that. Kubernetes is just a bunch of Docker images working together, but there are playbooks and there's Ansible and there's all this other stuff, and it's just I maybe I'll have to dig further into it and see. I will have to see if maybe it makes more sense than I'm thinking that it does. Let's jump back over to my desktop. It's saying, hey, the CPU lacks support for the supplemental streaming extension SSS3 instruction set that is required. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're just gonna say no. It's fine. We're just gonna let it do its thing there. Saying it's a big beast, taking a long time. Yeah. Kubernetes is something I've not actually dug into much yet, but it's very much orchestrated like containers. Yeah, it's. Oh no! Did I really screw that up? Man. Select. Let's try that again. I didn't run into this earlier. No, yeah, no, we don't want to do anything automatically. That's just bad practice. We're going to try this again. Again, this is kind of why of course, I didn't show any of that because man, I really need to pay better attention. Nginx Proxy Manager is too buggy at the moment. Yeah, I have run into that myself. And it's kind of one of the reasons I've stopped using it. Part of the reason is because I try to have all my ports closed, but like when you're going through the SSL process of setting up a domain for the first time, normally you go through that step of clicking, verify that the domain is correct, and it just fails out at that point. But yeah, but if you skip it, it's fine. The developer's been notified of that, and I don't know. You can edit it. Hold up. Man. Sure, let's do this. See, Dr. Tech says, is suitable install Docker container via template or Raspberry Pi running OMV. Once now is impossible to write. Woo. So I actually did a video recently, Dr. Tech, on the new Open Media Vault 6.5, I guess is the new one. And it is infuriating, the things that they have changed. with no warning or to anybody based on what I can tell. The processes have changed so much to get Docker and Portainer and all of those things installed. They took away Portainer and Yacht. The Docker installation process is much different than it used to be. And everybody's like, well, read the docs. The docs suck, man. They really do. Oh, is my volume too low? I can fix that, I think. Maybe not. Let me come over to here. I don't want to turn it up too far. That's probably way too much. Let's turn that down just a little bit. I stopped using OMV. I've never really enjoyed it. Yeah. Give it 100. Oh, yeah. I can't imagine waiting 2 minutes on NPM to do its thing. Like, that's so unnecessary. Up more. Holy cow, really? Let me come over to here. I don't want to turn it up too much. Get a baseline here. Hopefully that is better. I apologize if that was too low. But yeah. So is okay. Well, people are just gonna have to turn up their volume or something. Hopefully that will get people to where they can hear me. But yeah, no, I left Open Media Vault like a year ago almost. I was doing Open Media Vault for a lot of the content that I was creating originally, and then somebody finally pushed me to try Proxmox. So then I set up a Proxmox server, and I kind of realized what I could do there. Sorry, I just caught Russell Moorfield saying, "That'll do, pig." But anyway, once I started getting familiar with Proxmox, then I learned about Proxmox clusters and high availability, and of course made videos about all of that. And but yeah, so now I've got my high availability cluster. If you see those 3 lines, those 3 red lines right there, that's my Zima board cluster. That's Proxmox high availability. It's been up and running strong for 7 months, no downtime other than when the internet has gone out due to no fault of my own. But yeah, so I switched over to Proxmox almost exclusively. I've taken a look at, and somebody said it, not Nextcloud. Anyway, I took a look at something else for a while, and it wasn't really what I wasn't feeling it at the time. So I've just been kind of sticking with the Proxmox stuff, and I've really enjoyed it. Let's see. Mahir asks, can we use UDP ports in Cloudflare tunneling? Maybe, but I've never run into where those settings would be, so I don't know. I don't think so. I think the UDP, or the Cloudflare tunneling is more TCP related than UDP related, but I might be misspeaking on that, so I might have to do some more research to find that out for sure. Let's see. Okay, so Fu Kings OC says that sounds good. Don't forget to press the link buttons for this guy. Yeah, if you guys look, and like I mentioned earlier, yeah, I think it was TrueNAS Scale. Thank you, Robert Worster there. I appreciate that. That was what I was running into, or the block that I couldn't remember. Yeah, it was TrueNAS Scale. Let's see. Don't forget to press the link button for this guy, Jason's Lab. Yeah, so if you want to like and subscribe, if you haven't subscribed already, that would be amazing. There are links down there if you want to support the channel financially. You can do that through Patreon or Coffee, I think, is down there. There's a whole list of stuff. I've got a dbtech.fans site that gives you access to stuff. If you become a channel member or join Patreon or join dbtech.fans, you get access to videos with no baked-in ads and no YouTube ads. So if you want to do that, that would be amazing. Don't have to, of course. That's not what this is here. We're just hanging out. We're trying to get some stuff set up and just chat for right now. Let's see. Russell says they're running a Proxmox cluster with Dell 7070s. Very nice. I dig that. Switch to Proxmox thanks to your videos. Awesome. Waleed, I think I'm terrible about names, so I apologize, but I'm glad my videos are helpful to you guys. That really does mean a lot to me. Somebody had mentioned something about me working for Portainer. Worked with you for Portainer. Oh, Worked with you for about 2 months at Portainer. Nice. Oh, Michael Cooper, thanks so much. I really enjoyed that team, but the reality is my mental health was not in a good place. It's something I'm always trying to make better. And with where I was mentally, I was given too much freedom, and was basically I had to. I was only really accountable to myself, and at that point in my life, I needed somebody to be accountable to. I wasn't in any capacity capable of holding myself accountable for anything, and I was afraid of burning the relationship, and I had to step away. Everybody over there was super supportive. I still love the product and everything, but I couldn't hold myself accountable to a degree that I thought was representative of what they deserved. So I had to step away, but really did enjoy them. Matt Roberts, thank you again so much for hanging out. Really do appreciate that. Hopefully we'll see you in another one upcoming. I'm going to try to do these more often. Sorry, I'm kind of looking around some stuff over here to see. DJ Scratch 98. Thanks so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate that. I'm always trying to boost the subscriber numbers and of course the view numbers. That's always what we're trying to do as creators, is get bigger numbers. I don't want to be, it's funny, when I started creating YouTube videos, I thought I wanted to be like a Linus Tech Tips or a Jay's 2 Cents or an Awesome Sauce, Kyle. I don't even know what he's going by anymore. I thought I wanted to be one of those guys that, that got millions and millions of subscribers and views, and I don't want that. It's too much. It's so too much for me to have that many people watching me. I don't think I'm ready for that. I am super stoked to be at like 65K and continually growing. I really love it. I really enjoy interacting with you guys in the comments. I know that for a while I was very toxic in my own community, in my own comments, and I've paid for that. I'm continuing to pay for that, I believe. But yeah, so I'm going to try to live stream more, chat with you guys more in real time. Vladimir, thank you so much for hanging out with you guys, being over there in the Czech Republic. MRP, hi, thanks for hanging out. Fixed Bit, going through that right now. It sucks, man. Mental health is so important and so hard to talk about, and I think honestly, that's kind of one of the areas where society, at least in American society, based on my experience, mental health, it's frowned to talk about, and I think it's getting better. But men are men, and we don't share our feelings, and I just think that's BS. So need to wean off of NPM. Sorry, I'm reading more comments here. Arneb, thank you. I apologize if I'm butchering that, but thank you for hanging out. Let's see, DJ Scratch. Linus is in a bit of trouble, but it sounds like the entire team is taking account of what happened, and I think they're going to try to do better. The reality is, and I think one of the things I think a lot of people forget about, especially in like Linus's case, he's got 120 something employees and whatnot, but he's still human, and humans are going to make mistakes. Humans are going to get emotionally involved when people are, talking about them in very large numbers. And I have been guilty of that myself, even at 20,000, 50,000 subscribers. I've been guilty of that. I can't imagine the 12 or 15 million that he's got, watching him on a daily basis. I can't imagine that kind of pressure. And that's why I don't want to get to that point. But I'm happy. I'm happy where I am. I'm happy with how things are progressing. Super happy with knowing that I've got a support team, a group of people who are supporting me by watching, by leaving comments, that sort of thing. You guys are amazing, and I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, leaving comments on my videos, that sort of thing. Let's see. Fixbit, thank you for being subscribed. I really do appreciate you for that. Waleed, thank you for becoming a channel member. That's amazing. Thank you. That really means a lot. Traffic is very powerful. It takes a good amount of tweaking. Yeah, I was actually a traffic ambassador for a while, and then I discovered Nginx Proxy Manager, and it was such a breath of fresh air because traffic takes so much to configure whether it's in traffic or in individual containers. And it's just like, I know it's super powerful, but it was just so tedious and I just couldn't do it. Let's see, Patrick Whitcamp, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Hello, I'm stoked to have somebody from the Netherlands here. Let's see, DJ Dash from South Africa. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. Ari McBrown, again from the Netherlands there. I didn't know I had so many people from that area, but that's cool. Orlando, awesome. You guys have been dealing with treacherous weather lately. I hope you're staying as cool as you can there. I know I spent some time. I say that I spent a weekend in the Miami area once. That's my extent with Florida, other than a speeding ticket I never paid 15 years ago. Let's see. Had to step in JD said he had to step into a meeting and recommends me catching up on Ansible. Makes managing servers super easy and keeping them up to date. Yeah, okay. I will try to spend some more time looking at Ansible. Finland, Technology Geek, awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out in Finland. Appreciate that. Calgary, Switzerland, Hungary. Holy crap, guys! Thank you so much for that. That's really neat. From France, we've got Siler, I think. Detroit. You know, I can't even hate on that. I've never been to Detroit. Nope, I flew through Chicago once. Never been to Detroit. Norway, that's really cool, guys. Thank you for telling me where you guys are from. That's really neat. Really dig it. North Carolina, closest to North Carolina I've ever been is Georgia. I did basic training in AIT in Georgia back in 2001. So that was a million years ago, it seems like. Ohio, again, never been there. Never been to Tennessee. Again, closest I've been is Georgia. Austria, nope, never been there. I've been to Scotland twice. That's my overseas experience. International Man of Mystery. Ooh, Russell Moorfield. Who else we got here? Glumba Killer. Hey, thanks for showing up. You were actually the reason for one of my videos. We kind of chatted about that a little bit. Let's see, Mr. P, Zima board. How many do you have? And with Proxmox Cluster, how powerful? So here's the thing. I have back here, I've got 3 Zima board 832s. And if you look at dbtech.fans or dbtech or like any of the public facing stuff I've got listed in my links, they're all on that cluster. Now that said, I have pissed a lot of people off by using an NFS storage solution versus a ZFS storage solution. I made a video about that. It kind of got hate bombed, which is fine. The thing I love about self-hosting is we can all do this differently, whatever way makes sense to us. I didn't like how it was using all of my RAM, and I know that's what ZFS is supposed to do, but NFS works really well for me for my solution, what I'm doing with the 9 or 10 Proxmox containers that I have up and running. I don't have any Proxmox VMs configured though. So I can't really speak to that. These are just low power devices that I wanted for quick, easy access to learn high availability with Proxmox and that sort of thing. So this has been up and running for like 7 or 8 months now with almost no downtime. And I've been really, really happy with it. And right now I have a hard time breaking away from it because it's working. Honestly, because it's working, I don't want to break something that's already working. So there you go. Okay, we're gonna take a minute for me to shut up. This is where it broke last time. So last time I think I said yes. This time I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna click continue, and hopefully everything works appropriately this time. An installation. What the hell? Ugh. Okay. That's super frustrating. Fixedbit, thank you for being a channel member. Really, really appreciate that. Honestly, guys, this is just for my ego here. If I get like 8 channel members, I can actually show you guys in a little banner on the top of my YouTube page. That's a goal that I would like to accomplish at some point, but I don't feel obligated to do that. Again, that's just kind of an ego thing for me. Let's see. Stefan, I'm hoping, or Stefan from Germany, thank you for hanging out. Again, Fixbit, thank you for your support. Let's see. My grandma lived a few years. This is Mindbend. Grandma lived a few years in the AU, Zima boards. Let's see, Toronto. So another Canadian. We've got from Leandro, it looks like. I apologize if I screw up any of your names. I'm bad with names. Marcelo, hi. Welcome from Italy there. That's amazing. Let me do this so you guys don't have to. Anyway, Columbus. Let's see. Yeah, right. Never change a running system. I'm terrified of switching it. Honestly, maybe you would believe this. I go back to my own videos to remember how to do some of the things I've done. So I see Stephen Saunders, thank you for being a supporter. JD, thank you again for being a supporter. Really appreciate it. Ari McBrown, hi again. If I didn't say hi earlier. So this is being complicated. I screwed something up. And you know what I think? I think here's what I'm going to do. Because I keep separating I keep going back and forth. Is it meaned beaned? Is that how we say that? That MINDBEND has got to be meaned beaned, right? That's the only way I can possibly pronounce that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut this down. I have screwed something up, so I'm going to say yes. Shut that down. Holy crap, Stephen Saunders, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. That's amazing. Holy crap. Honestly, you're the first person who's ever done that for me. That really means a lot. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's absolutely amazing. Hopefully this is shutting down appropriately. Shut down. Yes. We're going to just kind of let that do its thing in the background. So we got some new people in here. Some new names that are showing up here. Yeah, checking the logs would be the easy solution there, wouldn't it? It has something to do with the SSSE or something, or SSSE3 that I screwed up there. We're gonna try something here in a minute. Let's see. Let's take a look at some new names. We've got Jorge. I'm gonna screw up that last name. Thank you for joining. I really do appreciate that. Bruno Viana, thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to come in and say hi. Mr. or Mrs. Campos, that first name is, my tongue won't do that today. I am still kind of recovering. I am still getting used to having some space in the back of my mouth that I didn't have. I had 5 teeth removed a while back, about a month ago. I had my wisdom teeth and 1 tooth in front, and I've still got this. My cheek pokes in, and I'm not used to it yet. Still working on that. Man, let's see here. Who else we've got here? Andrew Robertson, yo, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Kimberly W, thanks for joining, hanging out for a few minutes. I appreciate you being here. Thomas Graff, where is your cat? So, yeah, he's probably out there somewhere or out prowling around doing his thing. I'm sure you're referring to Cloud, white body, kind of orange face. He's been my buddy for 8 years now. But yeah, I'm sure he's out doing his thing. Let's see who else we got here. Andrew Robertson. I'm stoked that I was able to help you get into Docker. I remember hearing about Docker years before I started doing videos on it, and it didn't make any sense to me, and then it started making sense to me, and now everything I do is in Docker, it seems, and I love it. I absolutely love Docker. Raid Owl. Oh, hold on. I'm going to get to Raid Owl. Balbas Molnar, I want to make my Raspberry Pi setup back end so it can be reproduced. I would honestly say that's probably an Ansible thing, but I don't want to lead you down a bad path there. Raid Owl, thank you for hanging out for a minute. Thank you for the donation. Do really appreciate you for that. That really means a lot to me. Mindband, Raid Owl, here. From Dubai. That's amazing. I've always thought visiting Dubai would be really neat. It's kind of one of those places that I think I really want to visit at some point. Let's see. Monica, hello from France. Stoked to have you visiting from France. That's amazing. Eduardo from Brazil, thank you for joining. Let's see. Jorgen from Denmark, thank you for joining. Really appreciate you. Fixbit says, I love Docker. 90% of what I do is in Docker. Same. Yeah, just so much of what I do is in Docker. And then I started thinking, man, I really, like when I'm doing other things, I started thinking, man, I really wish this was in Docker. It would make my life so much easier. But I'm still, one of the other things I really want to learn is how to Dockerize applications that I find. That sort of thing, that's always been pretty interesting to me. And then that's a skill I really need to learn. Thanks to you, got the Omada gear. Let's go back. Brother Goro says, you help convince me to build my own PC. In the middle of it, let's see. Hello from Dublin, Dave. Hi, Dave from Dublin. I've never been there, but I've wanted to go. My sister-in-law's been there once or twice. I've been to Scotland a couple of times. Really loved it over there. Who got Ari McBrown? Curious, how much have you done with Podman? I have done exactly 0 with Podman, and I need to do more with Podman. I've heard that Podman is more secure, but the people who tell me that are the same people that tell me to do my own research and refuse to have a conversation with me about why they think Podman is more secure other than no root. I can't seem to get anybody to explain anything more than that to me, and I get sidetracked real easily, and I forget to go look more things up about it. Let's see. Hi from The Hague. I'm going to screw your name up. I don't even want to try it. So hi to you there in The Hague. Appreciate you hanging out. Dave only discovered the channel in the last couple of weeks, but thank you for hopefully you've subscribed. That would be amazing if you were so inclined to do that. Let's see. Somebody had mentioned something about Omada gear at some point, and I think it was actually Raid Owl who got an Omada set up, and I reached out to Omada and I was like, hey bro, hook me up. And they did, and I really should make a video about it. It's been super, super strong. I've run into very few issues with the Omada gear, especially compared to the Ubiquity gear that I replaced, that I used the Omada gear to replace. So really, really loving Omada. I've had it for quite a while now. Really digging it. Cyberpunk from South Africa. We've got a couple of people from South Africa. Really dig that. Let's see. Looks like Tech Gang is showing up. Network Chuck and Lawrence Tech have probably got a lot of stuff going on in their own businesses right now. If they wanted to hang out, I'd be honored, but I'm sure they're busy doing their own things right now. I just make something in a Dockerized app when it isn't. Yeah, Fixbit, I really need to learn how to do that. I'm sure it's something I can wrap my head around, but I just haven't done it yet. I need to. Yeah, let's see. Who else we got here? Rory Long, hi from Ireland. Andrew Robertson, he says he's got the Omada ER605, a switch, an ESP613, and an EAP670. I'm not even sure what I've got anymore. I used to know. But they sent me a bunch of stuff to they sent me switches and the all kinds. I'm going to do a video on it, I think, one of these days. TM, I am live. I've been really trying to be live more. And when I say more, I mean at all. I'm really garbage about it. And I'm really trying to do more live stuff. I really need to do this kind of stuff more often, so that I get better at public speaking and so I can engage with you guys more. I really feel like I don't engage with you guys enough, and I want to fix that. So I'm going to start probably just doing some random live streams here and there until I get the hang of it, until I get my Stream Deck set up in here. I really need to get, like I said, another one to put in here. The one I use, the other one I've got, a friend gave me. I use it out in the other area for some other stuff. But yeah, let's jump over to here real quick. I'm going to create a new virtual machine. Let's come over to here. Of course, that's there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's okay. So, I'm going to try We're going to do this. We're going to do this again. We're going to make it work. I swear we're going to get it to work. YUNOHOST Bullseye. That's the CD we're going to use. All of this should be fine. The BIOS, all of this should be fine. We're going to try it this way again. All of this, I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to do 128 for the disk size. CPU, we're going to do 4 cores. We're going to do 4 cores. We're going to do 8 gigs of RAM. It's 8096. Our network is fine. Firewall's good. We're going to try this again. We're going to click finished. And then so now we're going to go back to console. And we're going to see how this goes. So while that's doing its thing, let's see. I wanted to use Podman, but every time I did mention in a comment you answered, I will say it again. So glad you're back. And better and back with videos, man. If I could read, yeah, TM, is that right? Yeah, I'm trying not to burn out. I feel this self-imposed obligation to release certain number of videos, you know, and on certain days and all this stuff. I've got all these, you know, self-imposed timelines and all this thing I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to find that balance. It's been one of those things I've had a really hard time with, is finding a balance. So that is definitely what I'm going to try to work on. I don't know if this is actually doing anything. Is it? Huh. Okay, while this is thinking, we're going to come back up to here. I wanted to use Podman, but every time I try it, I find myself with weird errors. Googling, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to do some more digging into Podman too. So, Kubernetes, Ansible, Podman are all things I definitely want to look at. You know, I just fixed bit. I was just like, screw it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go do a live stream. Hell or high water, the heat, whatever be damned, I'm going to do it. We're going to get in here. We're going to do a live stream, and we're going to hang out and chat while we're doing it. So all of this stuff is fine. We're just going to go through this. Need to try it again. Let's see. Mind bend, you would not be the first person to hold a stethoscope to my chest in like the last month. I've lots of doctor's visits. I'm good with a stethoscope to make sure I'm still alive. Appreciate that. Andrew Robertson said you should make a video on the Omada gear with controller like the OC200 or the Omada Docker controller container. I've actually got the OC200 as my brain for this system. I love it. I also love that it's power over Ethernet capable. Really dig that. Yeah, I'll definitely have to make some content about that and just kind of talk about what I've got, why I like it, that sort of thing. Time zone here. We're going to let it do its thing there. Waiting on another Zima board since they had their yearly sale again. Going to try a Proxmox cluster. That's awesome, 09. Hope you enjoy that. You know, I've got my my Proxmox cluster. Those 3 like reddish orange cords there. Those are my Proxmox cluster, and it's been rock solid for months. Love it. So let's come back over to here. Let's see. Ari Brown says, thank you for your honesty. From what I've heard, no root is indeed part of it. It runs daemonless. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a benefit or not either. I got to do more research on that. Apparently it collaborates better with SE Linux, and for the rest it's supposed to run better as a drop-in replacement. That's cool. Yeah, I've got to do more research on that to find out if it's going to be a good solution for me. You know, we're always looking for better security. And if you can go rootless, I mean, that's probably the better way to do it. Install through bash script and fresh Debian install. You know, Cyberpunk, I've heard of XCPNG, and I think I've only got room in my brain for one virtualization system, and right now for me that is Proxmox. But I know at some point I'm going to have to learn something else to just kind of keep my brain active and doing its thing there. TM, don't feel obligated to do it for fun, and that's just it. That's why I do a lot of the videos that I do, is because I love the troubleshooting process. I love the exploration process. I love finding an under-discovered project and getting a bunch of people to look at it that may have never seen it otherwise. Honestly, it's one of the biggest motivators for me to do what I'm doing, is to find a developer who's got a project who he wants to get the word out there. I love finding those projects and giving them the attention they deserve. Let's see. Cyberpunk says Ansible and Terraform are rabbit holes you never come out of. That's one of the things I'm truly afraid of, honestly. Let's see. You run a virtual machine in Proxmox. Yeah, Proxmox is a great way to run virtual machines and containers, all kinds of stuff. I love it. I don't typically run a virtual machine in production. I like to run things in containers, just because, I guess. I don't really have any other reason than that. But yeah, with Proxmox and their backup solution and that sort of thing, it's just such a sweet solution for me that I just love it. Mine, Ben, I'm in Colorado Springs. It's a big place. I love it here. I've been here since 2007. And I absolutely love it. It's kind of one of those weird, like, small city, big city kind of things. Like, I'm from a very small city in Idaho. Of, like, when I left that city, it was a town of 5,000 people. And then I decided I had the opportunity to move to Colorado Springs, and it's kind of divvied up into like boroughs, basically, where you may never even need to leave your little section, because you've got a doctor's office and a post office and a grocery store, and you've got all of that stuff in your little area, but there's like a dozen of them that make up this city, and I absolutely love it. So even though it's a population of hundreds of thousands, it doesn't feel like a population of hundreds of thousands. I absolutely love it here. Let's see. Francesco, hey, how's it going? Glad you're here. Jorgen says XPCNG is free, but the controller isn't. I don't know. Hopefully somebody else will be able to answer that better than I would. But yeah, no, it's I've since I got into self-hosting and virtualization and that sort of thing, I've absolutely loved it. I can't imagine what my life would be like without it. And I know that's a very dramatic statement, but it has simplified so much of my life on a day-to-day basis. Whether it's having a password manager, or self-hosting a website, or having a Plex media server. I had Plex, then I went to MB, and then I went back to Plex, and I really dig Plex. I'm really digging Plex right now. So yeah, the self-hosting thing is something that I've really enjoyed over the last couple of years. And looking through the chat up here, it's been interesting to see the people that I've been able to help. People who have messaged me either in chats like we're having here, or in video comments, emails. All of that has been super touching to me, to have these people reach out and tell me how I've affected their ability to do whatever it is they're doing, whether it's getting a promotion in their job or learning a new trade so that they can get a better job. I'll be honest, you guys have taken this so much further than I ever will, to be completely honest. No freaking, we're gonna talk here in a minute, Sam. Let's see. I've never. We got to come back up. Russell Moorfield said I would stay at the Biltmore or Broadmoor. Broadmoor is the real upscale hotel that's down there. Beautiful area, really nice hotel. Homes way outside of my price point, but I like to go drive around there. Taking the kid there for Halloween is amazing. Like full bars, the whole bit, amazing stuff over there. Let's see. To do XP, CNG, and the orchestrators are both open source, and you can compile Zen Orchestra. Nice. It's all on GitHub. That's great. Can you save the VM in Progress or just erase before the error? Right now, I'm just rebuilding a new VM as far as that's concerned. And I'm just going to say, hey, don't install it this time, because that's what screwed me up last time. It'll be fine. Sam is over on the west side. So are we talking... You know what? I don't want to ask that question. I can say that I am kind of centrally located between, say, like Circle and Academy. That's all I can say. But you know, I don't get over to like the Powers West Side. No, that's East Side. I am dumb. West Side. So like Old Colorado City and Manitou Springs. Love those areas. Garden of the Gods is dope. We're I think some friends and I are going to go out there here pretty soon and hang out. Let's see what else. Daniel Mitchell, thanks for the recent Watchtower suggestion. That's amazing. Glad it works. I would again encourage you to not have it auto update in anything you've got in production. Just a bad idea. But just getting notifications, it's amazing. I love it for that. Self-hosting stuff. Cyberpunk says, by the way, I learned a lot of self-hosting stuff from you. You're welcome, and thanks for watching. Like, it really does mean a lot that you guys watch my content. You know, I've tried a lot of different things, a lot of different techniques over the past few years for creating content. You know, it used to be I would wake up, you know, like if I was trying to do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that burned me out. But like I would wake up Monday morning with no idea what my video was going to be, and I would research it. I'd do what I had to do. I'd make my video and I'd upload it. And then Wednesday morning, I'd wake up with no idea what my video for the day was going to be, and I'd research it and I'd record it. And that got very, very exhausting mentally. So then I would start creating multiple videos a week, but then uploading them periodically. And of course, as you guys have mentioned through lots and lots of comments, I do talk very, very fast, and that's something that I'm working on. It's something I've tried to fix with scripting, like actually writing out scripts. I changed my whole production process by switching to scripting and then just kind of reading the script and going back and laying B-roll over it. And I kind of enjoy that, and I kind of hate that. I enjoy it because it does a couple of different things. One, it makes me have to do the research first. And two, it also translates pretty well into a blog post. Okay, we're going to pause with what I was saying there. CPU support lacks the support for this. So do we really want to install the package? No, I don't want to install the package. Hopefully it doesn't fail on me this time. If it does, I'm going to pull my hair out and run away screaming. So we're going to sit here, and I don't understand. The failing step is select and install software. I understand, like that's select and install. That's so freaking weird. And I've got it running. I had it running. I can spin that back up and it works just fine. I don't understand. I said no that time. Did I say yes last time? I'm so confused. Anyway, Daniel, glad to hear that it's only notifications. What about a live stream together with Techno Tim? They're from Thomas Graff. I'd be all for that. Like, I would really be all for that. Great guy. Love chatting with him. Stefan, I hope I'm not pronouncing Stefan asks, is YouTube my main job? It is. It is. And so, a little bit of backstory. Some of you guys will know from the break that I took recently that I made a video about it. Basically, in 2016, I had been working a job up to that point. I was a web developer. I was a front-end web developer. So I was in charge of designing and developing front ends for usually WordPress websites, but we did some other content management systems and e-commerce solutions, that sort of thing. Anyway, 2016, I got real sick. I was hospitalized for like 6 months. During that time, I was in and out of 4 medically induced comas. And now I've got heart condition, a lung condition, kidney disease, and brain damage. And so when all of that happened, my credit went to crap. I was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt from medical stuff. That all got rectified, but I also had like tens of thousands of dollars in other debt that I wasn't prepared for. And I realized that having a 9-to-5 wasn't, because of everything that happened to me medically, a 9-to-5 wasn't going to work for me. So I made a video about setting up my first Plex server, and it did really, really well. And I've just kind of built on that. You know, I've worked with some great brands. Had a lot of great sponsors and that sort of thing. So YouTube is part of the money that I make every month. I've also got, because of my kidney disease mostly, I get Social Security disability insurance that pays my rent and nothing more. It barely covers that. So my YouTube money comes in, and I get my bit of sponsorship money when that comes in. So yeah, YouTube is basically my primary occupation, and it affords me a lot of opportunity to, you know, like I had to last month, drop and run to Idaho for my dad's funeral. I'm still paying for that. It's actually got me in a weird spot right now, but I'm sure it will work itself out. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see, 64 gig SSD. Wow, that's crazy. Just do installs and other. You know, mine, Ben. That's kind of what this was, and I don't know why. I don't know why this isn't working. As far as, you know, just jumping on and doing live streams. The problem is that I think I want to split things up a little bit. Like, I have contractual obligations with, like, Linode, for instance, to put out X number of videos before the end of the year. So those will have to be dedicated videos. I've still got to figure out what they're going to be. I've also got, let me see if I can. So back here, I've got a stack of boxes of more hardware that I need to review. Those are all going to have to be dedicated videos, those sorts of things. But I think moving forward, I will be doing more live streams. I think I would like to schedule them, though, just because I think it will be more cohesive if I can say, you know, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or whatever. Don't hold me to that. That is just a random time and date, whatever. But yeah. So I think I want to start doing more live streams. We have a ton of vets. So anyway, I'm going to do more live streams. I need you guys in the comment sections of my videos. If I go more than like a week without doing a live stream, I need you guys to yell at me. So let's see. Let's come over here. Did I serve there? We have lots of vets that have moved from here to there. Yeah. So I served. I joined the Idaho National Guard in 2001, like in June or July of 2001, and then I did basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia. And I was actually in basic training at Fort Benning when the 9/11 attacks happened. It really screwed with our training, and I don't mean to like make that a selfish thing about really screwed up my training and whatever. Like, it screwed up a lot of things, but I was in basic training when 9/11 happened. Was really mind blowing to be at that place at that time and deal with how everything changed. But yeah, no, I got out a few years later. I didn't actually PMCS from there to here. I just had an opportunity to move here with some friends, and I took that opportunity. I've been here, gosh, almost 16 years now, and I absolutely love it. Let's see. Times I've said the same thing with troubleshooting random errors. I got the error. Let's see. You would have pegged me for a backend. You know, I always wanted to learn backend development, whether it was, you know, PHP or C++ or whatever. And it never clicked for me, I guess, is the best way for me to explain that. Like, I used to write functions and that sort of thing to build out certain bits of functionality in the front end when dealing with, like, WordPress or Joomla, or there's an e-commerce solution that I can't think of the name of anymore, but I'd write functions and that sort of thing to accomplish certain tasks. But as far as the procedural stuff in the back end, I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't do it. Do you think GPA matters? I'm working with servers and networks. I don't think GPA matters. I think more companies are looking for someone who is eager to learn, who is eager to put in the time to get certifications and just do the work that needs to be done, and who's willing to grow their skill set. I think that's more important than GPA for most companies. But I've been out of the workforce for 8 years now, so that may have changed. But from my experience, for doing different things, your ability to do a job is far more important than the GPA you had in high school or college. I agree. Healthcare is pretty jacked up here in the States. Luckily, I'm in Colorado, and Colorado takes care of its people. I don't want to get into politics or anything here, but if I had been in Idaho versus Colorado, I probably would be millions of dollars in debt and or dead. But in Colorado, I'm good, and I really, really appreciate being here and having a government that wants to take care of me, and that means everything to me. Let's see. Mine Ben said it's too bad that more tech guys don't do more live. I agree. So, Craft Computing does a live stream pretty regularly. Tom Lawrence Hardware does one at least once or twice a week, I think. So they're out there, but you know it's I'm just you just gotta figure out what their schedules are if they have one, and hopefully you can pop in and catch them live. Again, this was kind of a spontaneous thing. The wife was heading to go get the kid, and I was like, screw it, let's go chat with some people and hang out for a while and see if we can just hang out and get to know each other a little bit, and maybe get this YUNOHOST thing working. And that has been an effort in futility. I am still here, still trying to get this installed, and here we are. Let's see, DJ Scratch. Thank you for your service, man. I had some friends in high school that went Marines, and the Marines is no joke. It was, and especially not back then. Like, I don't know if things have changed. And I just, you know, I have a lot of admiration for the Marines, the SEALs. Honestly, I've got a lot of admiration for everybody. It's a mindset that only a select few have. And once I had the opportunity to get out, I did. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And the unit that I was in, I was National Guard, but the unit I was in, I was in communications. My job was to be a radio maintainer operator. Back then, the MOS was 31 Charlie. When I went and did all of my testing and that sort of thing, I tested really high, and they're like, you can pick any job you want. And I was like, cool, I want to be a 31 uniform, which was a signal support system specialist. And they're like, oh yeah, you're colorblind, you can't do that. So I was like, cool, you need to figure out an MOS that keeps me in communications and keeps me with my enlistment bonus, or I'm going home. So they got me in with a 31 Charlie, which again was a radio maintainer operator. So I would sit on top of a hill in an armored personnel carrier and run comms for units and that sort of thing, so that everybody could communicate from one side of the hill to the other. I drove people around, did that kind of thing. Really enjoyed it, but I was in a tanker unit, and my job was to maintain communications for the tankers. And I don't want to be disparaging, but the tankers I was around were not very bright tankers, and it was super frustrating. So when I had my chance to get out, I did, and here we are, 20 years later almost. Oh, I think we got the kid coming back through. What are we doing? Are you gonna go jump? All right, you can go jump. Yeah, off you go. Hurry, go. Thank you. You close that behind you? Hey, will you close that, please? Thank you. Anyway, so let's see. LTT is having problems. I hope they get it worked out. Yeah. No WAN show this week. I didn't realize they weren't even doing that. Holy crap. Yeah. JD, I dig that. Yeah, honestly, 70% of my job is Google searching. That is something I learned as a developer. The biggest thing for me was learning how to look things up to solve my problems, not necessarily always having the right library available to me, but knowing how to find the right library to accomplish the task at hand was the most critical thing to me being good at my job, was knowing what to look for and how to look for it. So 100% agree. Google Foo, get your Google Foo up and you'll be all right. Why not automate some of the VM development with something like Cloud Init? That's kind of the same thing. Talking about Cyberpunk here and their Cloud Init comment there. It's kind of the same thing as far as like Ansible. It's one of those things I haven't learned and I should, and that's all I can really say to that. Let's see. Scott Butler says, "Hoorah! 19K." Do do do. Mindbid says, I'm looking behind you. Where's your ham gear? I actually never got ham certified. What's funny about that is the one of the girls I dated in high school, when she was in high school, was ham certified, had a ham radio in her car. Because again, I grew up in a very small town, and it was the late 90s. Cell phones weren't super popular. So that's how she kept in touch with home, because she lived out in the middle of nowhere. So rather than trying to rely on ham or rely on cell service out there, they just got their ham certs, and that's how they communicated, and it worked really, really well for them. Last week, yeah, I'm not sure. My understanding, talking about Technology Geek here, is I only heard about last week, but not yet about this week's man show. Yeah, I guess I'm taking a week off. And then Pedro is asking, what is my opinion regarding the LTT scandal? My opinion is, and I talked about this a little bit earlier. Yes, Linus has a big company. He got an offer to sell his company for 9 figures, which is huge. He's got tens of millions of subscribers watching him on a daily basis across all of their media properties, and it's a situation that I don't envy. I don't, like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that big. I don't want to have that much pressure on me. I can't imagine what he's dealing with. Sorry, I need a drink. But I was confused about a lot of the stuff going on in the background, as far as what we were told after watching the Gamers Nexus video, and then seeing the response back and forth between Linus and Steve. Here's the thing. I was disappointed in the whole situation, the way it came down, the way it came across, when the Linus team did their big higher up video, where everybody in the higher management positions had a chance to talk. It helped me understand some things, but it's a crap situation that they, unfortunately, due to not having the right policies and procedures in place, landed themselves in some hot water. Like one of the guys said, they would go back and they would update these charts and things, but then the new chart wouldn't get put in the video due to whatever issue in the background. So I think there was some of that going on, and I hope they're able to take this week and get it fixed. As far as the getting the graphs correct and that sort of thing. Also, I think it was Tim who originally made kind of I don't know if it was a slanderous comment on that when they were doing the walkthrough and the demonstration, and he's like, unlike these other channels, we do this and that and the other. And I think that was just a poorly set of chosen words, or a set of poorly chosen words, I guess is the right way to say that. And I think had he not said that, other people wouldn't have been as likely to go back and kind of fact check them a little bit. I can't say much more in it than that, but also talking about the way Linus handled things. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, he's just a human being, man, and yes, he's come a long way in the years and years that they've been at this. But at the end of the day, Linus is still a person, and he's got feelings and emotion and stress, and he's got tens of millions of people relying on him for daily information about tech or products or whatever. And people make mistakes. They get heated when they feel like they're being attacked. I've been there. I have lashed out more than once in my community, and I have taken the heat for that. I've taken losses on that. I have had a bad attitude, and that's something I'm actively working on, is kind of one of those, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all situations. And that's been really, really hard for me. And I'm not trying to make this about me here, but I used to try to go and answer every comment, respond to every comment that was left. And then I found that I hated it. I hated answering every comment. I hated some of the comments I was getting. I was hating the way I was feeling about the comments I was getting. And I would start lashing out. And then I started hating the person I was becoming. And eventually it got to the point where I only respond to certain comments every once in a while. When comments are left on my videos, I try to answer the ones I can, but sometimes there's a comment that I just have to leave alone, or I just have to mute that person because I don't want to see that kind of rhetoric or commentary or vitriol in my comment section. I want to build a solid, likable community where people can ask questions and get help, whether it's from me or other people answering questions in the comments. And so I have, to a much smaller degree, I've been in Linus's situation, but I didn't have the audience he does. So I never took the heat for it like he has. And that's something that I hope to never have to be in that position. I guess it's kind of, to answer Pedro's question, that's kind of my take on the whole situation is I don't envy it. I hope they get it sorted. I wish them all the best. Because like when I first started, I wanted to be Linus. I wanted to have the fame and the glory and companies sending me tons of stuff all of the time. I wanted that. And then I tried to do a PC build video, and I realized it's a lot harder than it looks to make sure you're getting all of the right angles and that sort of thing. And I gained a lot of respect for him and his team for that. And then I decided to go the route I've gone. As I mentioned in one of those previous videos, I'm trying to do some different things. I want to branch out a little bit. I don't only want to be, the Docker Portainer Proxmox guy. Like I said, I've got a bunch of hardware back here I'm going to review. And I really enjoy doing the tutorials and the reviews. I enjoy all of it. And I'm just going to keep plugging away if you guys will keep watching. And I appreciate everybody that's here, everybody that watches, comments, likes, subscribes. It all really does mean a lot to me. It's neat to see those numbers grow every day, whether it's 5 or 10 or 20 or hundreds every day. Whatever that happens to be, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy seeing the progress of the growth of the community, as well as the interactions that I get to have with you guys. Okay, I said no last time. Can somebody in the chat please verify? Remember for me, I clicked no when it said this SSSE3 thing last time. I said no, right? While you guys are hopefully going to be able to help me with that. You said no and got an error. That's what I thought. Thank you, JD. I'm going to say yes this time and say continue. And hopefully we'll get somewhere with this. Okay, I've skipped some stuff here. Thomas Graff asks, do you use ChatGPT for researching, troubleshooting, or other assistance? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I will have it, like if I've written a blog post or a script, I might ask it to go and reword some things or clean it up for me. I've asked it to give me ideas for videos, that sort of thing. ChatGPT is pretty neat. It can write Docker Compose for you. It can write scripts for you. It can do all kinds of really, really neat things. And I really dig it. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see, is it just fun? I was just wondering, is it defined by a single file? Yeah. I still don't understand why those people do not treat every word they said like a public interview, right? No, I agree with that fixed, but I think it was just, he was trying to talk up the team and unfortunately threw a banana peel down for himself and slipped and fell, and now there's all this stuff going on. And I hope it doesn't cost him his job, because I really think that's where the whole thing started, was when Tim, I think it was Tim, made the comment about, unlike these other channels, we do X, Y, and Z. And I hope that they use that as a learning experience. Yeah, mine, Ben, one of the biggest point out, LTT slipped, but he was already backing off from the leadership role. Yeah, it was just real bad timing, the way all of that went down. And I really hope that the new CEO, Taryn, can help them kind of rewrite the ship, so to speak, and get them back on track. Let's see. Moist Hoagie. That is a gross name, dude. You should be ashamed and proud at the same time. 3D printing content. I did some and it didn't do well. But I may reconsider it. I've only got the one printer. You can kind of see the right there. You can see the spool of white PLA Plus I've got up there. I've had it for years, and it's never really given me any issues. They actually sent me another one that I did the review on, and they gave it to a friend because I didn't need to. But I thought about doing, you know, like some time lapse, that kind of stuff, and just putting those up maybe as shorts. I haven't decided, but I like the idea of doing more 3D printing content, especially once the weather cools down. It is currently in my studio right now. It is 90 degrees, and I don't want to bring it up any farther than that. Hey, I think we got somewhere. I do. Holy crap. Yeah, it that actually worked. Saying yes worked. Thank you guys for the help on that. Let's jump back over to my stupid face for a bit. Let's see. And I said no. Nice fireside chat. You know, this has been really neat. I've really enjoyed this. Thank you guys. Of course, I say that. Damn it. Of course, I say that it worked, and it brought me here instead of where it should have. That's really strange. Let's see. Do you take viewer requested videos? Amber, I love viewer requested videos. Let me rephrase that. I love getting requests from you guys to make videos, because sometimes I will go a while with not having an idea for a video, and sometimes I will get a request from somebody that is so on the mark, and I absolutely appreciate it. If you guys want to send me requests, honestly, the easiest way to do that is let me get my stupid face back up here. Honestly, the easiest way to do that is either tweet at me. I don't get on Twitter much, but I check it every once in a while, so you can tweet at me. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon. I'm on Threads now, or you can email me. Like if you go to my my link tree thing. Let me see if I can find a thing for that. Hold on, I'm gonna get there. I swear. At DB Tech. Is that not right? Yeah. So let me come back over to here. If you guys go here, you can find all of the different social medias that I'm on. Shoot me a message via email. Again, david@dbtechreviews.com. You can email me there. I may or may not respond. It depends on how I'm doing, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, I absolutely love viewer requests. ChatGPT is useful for some Ansible scripting. That's good to know. I'll have to take a look at that. No issues. Let's see. If you get that, you know, Ali, I've done a studio tour in the past. Like when I was actually building the studio, I might do another one just for the kicks of it. There's not that much. Like there's the, I was doing this backwards. There's a server rack that you can see there. I talked a lot about that hardware in the video I did about that rack. Behind that, I've just got some shelves with a 3D printer on it and some storage. There's a black couch behind me. To my left, I've got a network switch and a printer, and then my little setup here for where I'm sitting right now. And that's about it. But I may do that just again for the kicks of it. Mind Ben, thanks. Sometimes doing these live streams and the videos where I'm just kind of figuring things out are a lot of fun for me. I really do enjoy it. Let's see. Ali, yeah, I do mean X. I do. But if you go through and you look at their terms of service and you look through their footer, most of it still says Twitter. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, no, you can find me and again, that DBTech link that I just shared a moment ago. You can shoot me messages or follow me on social media, whatever the case happens to be there. Really do. I don't spend as much time on social media as I used to. Is this going to let me log in? No. Oof. Man, that was rough. Maybe? Nope. Oh. Man, I may. This may not let me in. I may have really, really screwed this up. Well, screw it. We're just gonna hang out then. I'm gonna have to do this when I can focus better. But let's see. Ooh, sorry about that. That was Austin. That was really loud. I apologize. Mastodon, yeah. So, Mastodon. You can think of Mastodon like. You can think of Mastodon more like a decentralized Twitter, where people can host their own instances, and kind of it's, like I'm actually signed up on Fostodon, which is like free open source software. But it's fostodon.com. You can go sign up for an account there, but you can still talk to anybody on any of the other Mastodon nodes. So you can just kind of mingle with your own, like group of like-minded individuals on a particular Mastodon instance, or like I mentioned, you can chat with just about anybody, follow anybody from any of the other Mastodon instances from one account. It is for tech-minded people, Mastodon's really cool. For people who have a problem with tech, Mastodon needs a little massaging, I think, before it's ready for prime time. But I really dig it. I use it every once in a while. I forget about it a lot, though. Same thing with Threads. Honestly, same thing with a lot of things. I use App Social to post a lot of my social media stuff because I can schedule it, and I can automatically like connect my Facebook, my Twitter, my LinkedIn. I think TikTok as well, but yeah. So I can just do everything from there. But neither Threads nor Mastodon are attached yet, so I often forget that those exist, and they don't get as much love as they probably should for honestly, for the amount of impact I'm able to have over there, or rather the amount of impact they're able to have for me, I guess. It's kind of, don't ask what you can do for your country, ask what your country can do for you situations. The engagement I get on Threads and Mastodon is far, far higher than what I get on Facebook and Twitter. So I really need to refocus my gears to post more there. So that's been kind of a downfall. I need to really refocus my energy on the stuff that makes more sense to get more interactions and that sort of thing. So. Oh, that's good. Let's see. Anything else I might have missed? Oh, let me try that. Maybe that's where I screwed that up. Fixbit may have just helped me here. Oops. Oh. All right. Hey, all right. Go ahead, dude. Guess I'll close that behind you. Off you go. There you go. All right. There we go. So we're gonna try root. And oh, geez. Did that work? Oops. YUNOHOST. No, that's oops. Root. Sorry, let's switch this back over so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm gonna make this public because who cares? YUNOHOST. My username is root. YUNOHOST. And that didn't work. I don't know. That's so frustrating. I'll deal with it later. I'm still messing around. Link. Let's see here. News groups. Perch. Let me go back over to here. Let me go to there. Let's see. Mastodon we talked about. Elon Musk called to rename X back to Twitter. I really appreciate that. That's going to help a lot of people out there not get X and Twitter confused. So I'm glad you're going to get back on getting that switched. Let's see. This may show my age. IRC. I am of IRC age, but I never got into it. Honestly, I didn't really start getting into tech until I was in my 30s. Like, I always enjoyed having a computer, and like for a while I ran Ubuntu, I think 12 or 14 on a laptop. No, it would have been way before that. Whatever version of Ubuntu desktop was out in like 2006. I ran that as my primary OS for a while. And I spent a lot of time in Yahoo chat rooms back in the day. That's where I learned how to type without looking, doing the touch type thing. But I never got into IRC, and I have different feelings on that. News groups was the same thing. Never got into that. found you missed the logo link. Let's see. Sans Undertale. Thanks. Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate you having you here. I enjoy chatting with people. I'm hoping at least maybe once or twice a week. Maybe. That's all I can seem to say right now is maybe. Ooh, ICQ. Ooh. Rebooting a Hackintosh. Ooh. You tri-booted with a Hackintosh, Ubuntu, and Windows all in one laptop. Holy crap. I've always really loved the idea of building a Hackintosh. And every time I tried it in the past, it was only coded for being compatible with certain bits of hardware. And I'm sure there's still a certain amount of that now. But yeah, I always thought that would be really neat. But I just didn't have the patience or the funds at that point to buy the hardware. I would love to have a Hackintosh. I just think that would be amazing. If only for the bragging rights of saying that I built one. There was somebody here a while back that was talking about how to. Oh right, yeah. There was a person, a woman I think, who was doing some how to build your own Hackintosh videos that I was really excited for, and then they weren't what we were expecting as a community, where she was just restoring images that she wasn't giving anybody access to. But that's how I remember it. I might be confusing that, but yeah, no, I've always liked the idea of a Hackintosh. Like here's the thing, like I had an iPhone 3G and a 4, I think, and that was back when you couldn't send picture messages, like text messages on iPhone 4. And in order to do that, you had to root your device in order to flash a different thing on there so you could send picture messages. And it only kind of worked sometimes. And then I was able to re-up my phone, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to go Android. And then I was able to text message with pictures like it was not a thing. Like it was just no issue to do that. And that from that moment on, I just always kind of had a nasty Apple taste in my mouth, and I've just always kind of stayed away from Apple products. Like I've got an iPod Touch that I've never actually used. I bought it for a project, a collaboration I was going to do with a company, and then it fell through. So I ended up buying that I didn't need, and it just sits on my desk, constantly taunting me. And I've got a first generation iPad that I needed for some web development stuff way back in the day, just so that I could test browser compatibility, and that worked pretty well for what I needed it for. But beyond that, I've just been an Android and Windows guy, and Linux. I've done some Linux stuff that I've really enjoyed. But yeah, so no, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed tech for a long time. I've always been one of those people that would just like to tinker with things, and that sort of thing. But well, don't forget to return to 0 there. If your line 10 is print, then you got to go back to 0 and just keep that going. There you go. You have 20 go to 10. That makes sense. I used to do some programming on. I started learning programming on a Commodore 64 when I was like 13 or 14, and really enjoyed that. Made some fun stuff. Did some more programming my freshman year in high school. Somebody had a TI-82 calculator that he was able to program his own little RPG in, and so you'd have the ability to go through a maze and fight bad guys, and it was mind blowing. I don't think I could even do that today, but it was a lot of fun. I used to really enjoy basic programming stuff, and then it just got to be too much, and I went to front end, and I haven't looked back since. I've always really enjoyed the front end, just because I can start with a blank notepad, and within just a short amount of time have a layout configured pretty easily, and I've really enjoyed having the ability to visually see the progress of what I've been working on. Let's see, Visual Basic. I did some Visual Basic, some VB stuff in the early 2000s when I was at ITT Tech. See, Khalid is asking, are you planning on making videos on Kubernetes? I learned Docker from your videos, and now I'm trying to set up Kubernetes cluster in my home lab. we were actually talking about Kubernetes earlier, and I would like to do more. I need to learn Kubernetes is the first thing, and once I learn Kubernetes, then I want to learn Ansible, and I think I can make those two things work together. But it's just there's a lot of words out there that are just they sound so made up, and it's sometimes it's hard for me to keep track of what's real and what's not, and who's just making up sentences to see if they can fool people. But I think I need to learn Kubernetes and I need to learn Ansible. K8s I think is also Kubernetes. K3s is one that I think I tried at one point and my mind just wasn't there for it. But yeah, no, it's I definitely need to kind of expand my horizons a bit, learn some more stuff. Yeah, Cyberpunk says he's still struggling to learn Kubernetes. I apologize if I say he. I don't want to be disrespectful to pronouns or anything like that. So if I screw up a pronoun, please let me know. I'm happy to fix it. But just yeah. So anyway, Commodore 64. Oh man, I honestly kind of wish I still had my 64. I had it for a long time. Really enjoyed programming and saving my programs to an actual cassette tape, because sometimes they would be too big for the 5.25-inch floppy drives that I had. So I would save them to a cassette tape, and then have to remember where it was on the tape to go pull it up later. Lots of documenting back then, kind of your first version of versioning before Git and that sort of thing. But yeah, no, had a lot of fun doing that kind of thing. But yeah, really enjoyed some of the old stuff, and I think that's why I'm kind of enjoying. That's why I've kind of enjoyed some of the new self-hosting stuff. It's kind of my own little homage to that. I think when I was doing that stuff as a kid. DB, my name is William, so I am a he. All right, good to know. Appreciate that. Cyberpunk says K3s, Micro K8s, and are distros / spinoff of K8s. Okay, that's what I thought. But again, there's a lot of words out there that's why I don't get into crypto. Because I am one of those guys that will fall for a crypto scam, because there's going to be a pumpernickel coin that's going to shoot to the moon, and it's going to be diamond hands or whatever, and I'm not going to invest enough ETH into it. My gas won't be enough, and I won't be able to transact. It's a lot of words that just make me the old man, yelling at the sky, because I just don't friggin' get it. I know it's made a lot of people very, very wealthy. I put a few $100 in, and I think I pulled my money back out, and then that was enough for me. But there's just so many words that are just funny, made up sounding words that throw me off and get me confused. So we've been at this, man, an hour. Has it really been an hour and a half yet already? I mean, holy crap. That blows my mind. We've been at this for an hour and a half, hanging out, chatting. So out there before Bezos was, Mind Ben, you bring up an interesting thing there. As far as, you were out there before Bezos was, right before the pandemic, I was hanging out with some friends, and we had been drinking, we'd been partying, hanging out, didn't want to go anywhere to get snacks. And I was like, there needs to be a service that will deliver, will go to the grocery store, go to the convenience store, go deliver something from a company or a restaurant that doesn't have delivery service. And then Uber Eats and all of these delivery services came out, and I had the idea and I did nothing with it. And I'm really bummed. I could have been a billionaire by this point, and I just did nothing with it. But I've got other ideas that I think would be a lot of fun, that I think would be difficult to get off the ground. But yeah, no, it's always the what could have beens that keep me up at night from time to time. Like, man, I really wish I had put more more of my ass behind whatever that idea was, because somebody else did, and now they're retired. But no, I really do enjoy what we're doing here. I enjoy making content. Yeah, DJ Scratch. It's like I thought of a lot and never pursued it. Ain't that the truth, man? It's just so much out there. But yeah, so kids going back out. You're gonna go jump some more. All right. Close that behind you, please. Thank you. Appreciate it, dude. But no, like I said, I really enjoy making videos. I enjoy being able to reach a large number of people, and affect people, and help people better themselves, improve. Oh, I've got live, and then I've got what you guys are saying, and it threw me off for a second. But yeah, no, like I said, I enjoy creating the content. I enjoy being able to help people expand their knowledge base and increase their quality of life through better earnings or better jobs, those sorts of things. It really does mean a lot to me. And you guys being here, hanging out with me today, watching the content, liking, subscribing, the memberships, all of that stuff means the world to me in ways that you guys will never know. It has afforded me a lifestyle and a life for me, for my family, that after 2016 I never thought I was going to have. During 2016 and the years after, I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life in debt and never being able to do anything. And YouTube and you guys here on YouTube watching the videos has really affected me in ways that have afforded me a lot of flexibility. Whether I've got to go to the doctor, or my kid's got to go to the doctor, or I've got to go pick the kid up from school, or there's a family emergency, I can just drop and go. And the support you guys have shown me over the past couple of years, and especially over the past few months, has not gone unnoticed. It has really meant the world to me. The emails checking in on me, the messages, the private messages, that sort of thing. And it means a lot to me. It means a lot to my wife, if we're being completely honest. My kid doesn't understand it yet, but my wife and I thank you all. Seriously, we appreciate you all for being able to afford us the opportunity to do the things that we need to do in our day-to-day lives and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna read just a couple more comments here, and then I think then we're gonna go. And I think maybe I'll put out some feelers and see what time you guys are interested in, as far as times to do things, more of these live streams, that sort of thing. Thomas Graff, thank you. I'm actually headed out myself, so thank you for hanging out. DJ Scratch said, I thought of drones, quadcopters years ago. I've wanted to get into RC so bad. I would love to get into RC, cars and that sort of thing, building custom cars. But I've got other priorities that kind of prevent me from doing that right now. So I would, if thank you, Joshua D23. Let's see, just got here, may have missed it. The thoughts on vSphere, ESXi, and a home lab. Are there enough features for free, low cost? I don't have any experience with vSphere or ESXi. I've really only dealt with like OMV, and then like raw Docker, Portainer, and Proxmox, a little bit of some other stuff, but I've never really dealt with ESXi or vSphere. Sorry, but to go back to DJ Scratch, shoot me an email if you don't mind. I would love to know your thoughts on getting into RC, because I would love to do it when I've got the finances to do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I'd love to pick your brain on some of it. But yeah, but if you don't mind, shoot me an email, david@dbtechreviews.com. Would be amazing. Thanks for closing that, dude. Drones, quadcopters, what else? You can get $50 subscription. Man, KEKWXD said, saw you were live and wanted to jump in, even though it's 1 a.m. here. Really appreciate your vids, brand new, and your vids have helped me out a ton. Thank you for that. It really does mean a lot to me. I really do enjoy creating these videos and helping people out. And just like I mentioned earlier, being able to share projects that may have gone unnoticed by other people. I love being kind of that middleman for that. So anyway, yeah, I think with that, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. To the 61 people here who left likes, thank you. I appreciate you. To the 9 new members, that's 4 people who signed up and 5 that were gifted. Thank you. I'm gonna sign off here and go put up that banner across the top of the YouTube page. Letting future viewers and subscribers and that sort of thing know that there's some great people here supporting the channel. So again, I'll put this, let me make sure I've got the right link here. Yeah. I'm just going to put this link in here one last time. And if you guys want to go do any supporting, whether it's, following me on a social media, liking, subscribing to the channel here, Patreon, DB Tech Fans, coffee, whatever. If you can and you want to, awesome. If you can't or don't want to, that's fine as well. But thanks for spending some time over the last 1 hour and 40 minutes. So thank you. And I hope you guys are having a great time wherever you happen to be all over the world. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for being here.